guys, if you can hear me and you don't want to hear me, sorry. We're going to do a reading for the next 15 minutes.
I'm not sorry.
Come with some poetry.
So, since right now it's like just people that I know who have already heard me read a lot of things, I want to read some things that I don't normally do out loud because they're more meant for the page than they are for this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to guinea pig with you guys, and some of these aren't even really finished, but I haven't written a lot of new things lately, and I want to do some things you haven't heard. So I'm going to get experimental, I guess. This one is a tracing of the slow breath of Loman Selig as it curdles in a November fog. Days grind into months of stale linen and empty, forgotten coffers. I will speak when I am ready. The crashing fall of one stone does not offset a chorus of chiming exuberance. The underpinning fact is that one and one and one are too many. Sea salt and table wine are a widower's solace. 6 generations plus an only child. 7 generations and a barren wife. Metal husk on the ocean floor. Raw, white wind in nostrils. Mugs of lukewarm coffee in every room.
Yeah.
Alright, so since that one is like, I guess, not very out loudable, but you played along anyway, I'm going to do one that is a little more understandable and read out loud. This one is called Gasoline. And you know what? I probably know it. I'm going to try it without the cry.
Yeah.
When you were little, you held your breath. Something in you knew it was poison. Sometimes you didn't even get out of the truck, reluctant to miss Dad's company, even for a 2-minute fill-up. Your nostrils flare and protest when you recall the sharp, sour scent, but not in its presence. You're older. You've been places, seen things. You got laid, forgot, drank too much, or probably drinking too much now. And when you pull into the gas station, you roll the windows down. Something smells sweet. You know it's poison.
Yeah.
Woo! Okay, alright. I'm gonna do this other one. This other one here. It's fairly... Hey people, hey, how you guys doing? You guys like poems? I'm gonna do some poems. You should come here to poems. It's gonna be great.
You can say
Come on in, there's
hello.
room for everyone. You can do it on my table. Okay, this is called Goodnight. All one word, like good night, like not the greeting, the opposite. Leaning against your car, there were several last kisses after evening withdrew. I lived fully in them. Your breath was an atmosphere in me and all about me strewn. My fingers in your hair, I stood fixed, fascinated, rapidly clasped between the color and smell of you. Between secrets softly hidden, tucked beneath your summer tongue, undisturbed, unhewn. Then you were leaving, taillights streaming as all around me the soundless night grew. I felt nothing, happy, and stood in the dim glow of my mind, watching an issue with the wheeling, the image, over and over, drifting forward, in and out of view, your grin fluttering, unfolding, a pearly wing from under your chrysalis lips, strange and new. The people here who already know me, is there anything in particular you guys want to hear? Because I'm at a point now where I'm just going to like do whatever I feel like doing. So if there's anything...
One where you're
the tattoo boat.
Oh, yeah.
Which one?
One where you're on a fishing boat.
Okay, I'll do both of those then. I'll do both of those.
Yeah.
Alright, so first I'm going to do the tattoo one, which still doesn't have a title, so if anyone thinks of a good title, tell me, and you know, I'll put you in the credits. Yeah, okay, wait, I'll call it Tattoo Bowl. Okay. Come to me. Come to me and blend your life with mine. Press your head against my prickly chest and fall into me. Let me keep you for a night. Come to me and let us marvel at all the love that hands can teach, taking our lessons equally in the before and the after. Let us compare tattoos and invent new meanings for every stroke, offering each other laughs that blossom thick and sticky as mouthfuls of taffy. Come to me. And when you arrive, do not wipe your feet at the door of my heart. It is a muddy and bloody place. Leave your tracks with all the rest. Do not give me the face you have prepared for work outings and family gatherings. Pretend I am no one at all, and let your secrets spill into me as into an empty well. Do not balk and fret over your blunders around me. I too stumble blindly. Hugely I stumble. Do not try so hard to have something to say. Just say things. Let your mouth shape its tiny miracles even as we sleep. Feed me your worries overripe and bruised tinder. Nothing that comes from your truest self can I find unpalatable. Your pain to me is holy. It is one of the billions of perfect and unalike achings spread heavy over this brilliant peopled earth. I have a mother's heart and a father's back. Let me carry it with you for a while. I will sing your sadness in a major key. C-sharp octaves below audible, bubbling in my chest, all thundering and drunk. I will smooth and fold it warm into your breast and drape it beneath your dressings, and you will not be afraid anymore to let it be seen. This always happens on this poem.
Another title choice.
That's how I should call it. Your walk will be as easy and untaught as any, and no more will you wonder at the ifs and whats they whisper as you pass. And if you must be gone by morning, leave the door open behind you. Let me taste equally the hot breath of your coming and the cool wind of your going. In both, I feel my muscles peak and exposed and shiver at the wholesome touch of my skin to itself. I will study the silence, the stillness of your presence against the stillness of your absence. Only you can choose between them. Surprise me every time.
Yeah.
One day I will do that one without forgetting along. Okay, the boat one. This one is called, this one does have a title. Dear Reader. Wait, no. No, this one is called, it has two titles. One to make up the last poem. I've read enough books of poetry to know that you always write a sappy one to the reader. Or, Dear Reader, I love you. Love, Sam. Meet me at the crest of a breath. Let's find ourselves in that moment when our lungs reveal their complete surfaces to our skin if we could only quiet it just so. When the dashing and swirling particles in that great volume of air would be almost still. We'd be bright and candid and in love with everyone you've ever met. In that moment, we could live entire lives underwater, shifting and fragmenting sheets of light pouring down through our swimming air, ready to be swallowed whole, swallowed together by some magnificent, heavenly fish. Don't worry if you miss me. Don't wait for me. Don't hold on. Let go and taste the warm current that drifts off your tongue. Don't worry if you miss me. You have thousands of lives, thousands of bodies, trillions of breaths for practice. Don't worry. I promise I will return to that place. When we meet, maybe I'm a little girl from Taiwan visiting an uncle I've never met, and you're a confused Michigan teenager. Your mother's scared for your grades and for your father in the snow, and you see me, stacked low in my strange coat, watching you. So you give me the airplane you were holding. Or maybe we're sailors, or maybe we're fishers in neighboring vessels, finding ourselves at last in the breast of the sea after landlocked years, caring for children sick with different diseases. Now better, mine a pitcher, yours a dancer, and you holler from over the walls of your gently rocking boat, beautiful day, isn't it, stranger? And I call back, something that makes us smile, something to make us sigh sweetly into the loving cold of our quivering rods.
Yeah.
Alright, since that was like a lot of upbeat ones, I'm going to bring it down a little bit and get some crazier stuff going on, because I have fun with those. I'm going to move this down a little bit, I think. Or I'm not, I'm going to leave it right there. This is Mechanism, and I do it a lot because it's just fun to do.
Yeah.
Mechanism. I watched them all, those lofty women in their heels, making rich marvel of every surface that would sound for them. Which is to say I sat silently by, dreaming askance. Which is to say I thought very highly of myself. Which is to say I was and am ashamed. Which is to say I stared narrowly through the film on my eyes and wondered what I might do with the rest of the day. Which is to say I left my skin on the floor. I went home. I drifted ghostly trenches, entombed in artifice. Which is to say I tried to distract myself, which is to say I dig deep into meaningless tangential thoughts. I say things that don't make sense, which is a tactic that might make familiar to you. Which is to say, the pilgrim button was a thesis. Which is to remind you that when measuring the miles in the search for a holy shore, you should as well consider the fathoms, which is a warning of the ends that lie between your beginning and your end, which is to say, have mercy on our kind, hungry, hellish sheep. Which is not a confession, though I suspect you will take it as one, which is perhaps a little evasive. Which is to say, the object of any game is to be the person who wins the fun, which is, once again, not at all what I mean, which is to say, I saw you there, under the flickering, buzzing, fluorescent light, bringing sponges full of grief into your mouth. Which is to say, I have been always a stranger, floating into and out of different throats, Choose to say I'm sorry often. Choose to say I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can we turn it up a little bit?
Do you need to? Yeah, sure. Where's the... I think I'm gonna try another one that I don't really do out loud because it kind of resists out loud readings. It's like more for the paper and probably won't make any sense out loud. But again, I'm guinea pigging and a lot of you know me already, so this is a safe place for me. This is called They Don't Sleep Anymore on the Beach, and if you know what that line comes from, we should talk later. 1. I woke chewing, something impossible and vague, electric. First we are as turbine churning and urging, breeding bracelets into our secret bellies. Stepped from the warm you were sleeping or not, we thought never we'd be like other couples. 2. She sat before them, charlatan, lunching on agate and dust, peeking into their phosphorus hearts, said, stretch this wire between your teeth, each to feel the groaning that presses the lids of the other. Then like a turnstile, issued them outward, some dollars lighter, the processional ever-taking. 3. Radio waves and musculature cradled them almost sleeping, infantile, silent through silent green lights. Then they were home and us, minutes away we had an itching, cranked up the television. And now I'm going to look through some other things to decide what I want to do next. So again, if anybody has anything in particular that they want to hear, go ahead. Although I'll probably have gotten through some other things that you already know. The Teacup one? Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Do I remember that one? I'm going to pull it up just in case, because I haven't looked at that one in a while. This one, I'll give the same intro that I gave last time, was the first poem that I wrote in my first creative writing class in college. Not to say it's my first poem ever, it wasn't, but like when I started wanting to get serious about poems. It's called 7 Ways of Looking at a Teacup. 1. I am uncertain if one can know the seasons without first knowing the crook of one's finger and the handle of a teacup. 2. Hands that are not beautiful cannot hold a teacup. 3. The teacup is living, a returned kiss. The teacup is ephemeral, a remembered kiss. 4. Motives obscured by the amicable clatter of teacups, his pensive whisper found its home and burrowed there for the night. 5. Prufrock knew 3 things. Only 2 of them were not the curvature of teacup. 6. Her cheeks were teacups, and the only words I could make out were, yes, I think so. 7. My heart was remembered to me through a lens of golden red by the swirling sediment at the bottom of the teacup. Let's see. I think I'm gonna do... You know, I really should have prepared and been like, these are the ones I'm going to do, but this just feels so much better to me. Let's see. I'm going to do, this is another one that I like. This is, I don't think I need that for it. This is called 6 a.m. on a Saturday in October, and I've decided for the 20th time to get my shit together.
Yeah.
I sigh my reluctance to the cold and wonder if this year will be like the last. If all winter I'll wait for spring, only to say finally, you were right. But I remember that I was made with teeth, and my legs are strong. My feet beat a covenant with the earth. I am far from finished. The footfalls pounding fresh in my skull, rattling loose the persistent grime, I resign myself to the fading of the green that I love, that I still think I need. This is not the first time I've taken my first breath in months. The stick of spit to my face I count as a blessing as I roar my devotion to this new sun, this mighty surge forward, this sinew, this bone. I am an inferno. I spray myself into the morning and lick my tongues into the sweeping mountains to color the panorama in my likeness. Gone green, I am the reds of sky and blood and fire. I am the last gasping breath that will not finally cease. I am for myself forever. I am the cracked earthen shell, immortal.
Yeah.
Woo! Oh, the sand in the eyes. Wow, my mom wants to hear the one where I get angry. Okay. Okay. So this is the last one. Hey, other new people, what's up? Okay, this poem is about bullies. I don't like bullies. I bet none of you like bullies either. It's called, let me pull out my phone just so I can get myself started. It's called Exodus chapter 2, verses 11 through 12, and I'm sorry, I don't remember the verse entirely. I should. It's 1998, and I haven't yet grown into so many turtle shells. We come here every year, often 2 or 3 times. It's probably October. All of the campers' children are down by the waterfront, and I'm down there with them, pondweed, switchgrass, lizard's tail. I don't talk much, but I make friends easily. Aid is simple in that way. All of us camping and wedding, sculpting monuments to heroes we'll forget and remember and forget. Towers and pits, tunnels and sand some dump truck left here a quarter century ago. Fresh collections of debris line our uneven fingernails. Breath all tar and venom, one builds only his shadow harassing the littlest boy. He talks high, mean talk, spit and scorn on the boy's fortress, and I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to hurt anyone, but when his foot connects and a spire flattens, I am at once something I have never known myself to be. What are you going to do about it? I show him what I'm going to do about it. I show him sand. And then he's screaming and running, and I'm scared of what I've done, so then I'm running too. Is he blind now? Will he be blind forever? Will they take out his eyes and pin them shut like the eye of the boy at Chuck E. Cheese's who cried and pointed at me when I fell on him in the ball pit? All day I hide in the camper, ashamed, crying into one more early lesson on guilt. Now I've grown up. My learning is still slow, still hurts, but my methods, my instruments are sharp. And when I put the sand in your eyes, I won't throw it. I will place it carefully, grain by grain. And when the itching and stinging becomes at last undeniable, some of them will never come out. It will be too late. You will live and die with tiny glass castles stabbing tiny glass armies into your eyes. I don't want to hurt anyone.
Yeah.
That's it. I got art. Come look at the art. Make it live. Draw on my table, please. Like, put stuff all over here. I got stuff for you. There's food. Thank you.